Greyman! 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 Holy YouTube video, Greyman!
Greymaniacs gather! I'm going to my shelves again, and this is going to be a super long video because this is one of the big stacks from the shelf. But probably going to be twice the length of the previous video that I did. But I don't care. People can watch it or they don't watch it. It don't bother me. I'll kind of wrapping up doing videos soon. Once I've done this shelf, so all I'll be doing is a haul video and cover slingers, and that'll be it, I think. Right, thrilling comics. All new, #1, the Justice Society returns. So this is a bunch of Justice Society comics done in the vein of the old Golden Age comics. Possibly, this might be the comics they first appeared in. Like maybe, I'm not sure if oh gosh, Mr. Terrific and the Flash originally appeared in National Comics. It's quite possible. And maybe Thrilling Comics was the first appearance of Hawkman and Wildcat. It's again possible. And we've got Smash Comics with Owlman and Dr. Midnight. All American Comics. We've got the original Green Lantern and we've got Johnny Thunder. I love these recreations of the old style comics. They're really bold. I really like the colours. It's just like Star Spangled Comics. We've got Sandman and Star Spangled Kid. Not keen on that costume Sandman went to for a while though. I preferred the old trench coat and trilby, whatever it is, and the gas mask. Right, we've got the original Atom and Starman on Adventure Comics. Sensation Comics with Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl. All Star Comics. You got most of the team there. And lastly, All Star Comics #2. There you go. Pretty smart. Right, this is all Justice Society related comics, by the way. The whole stack, I'm pretty sure, is Justice Society related. Right, special last days of the Justice Society of America. This is, I think, when I was fighting Wotan, and they all get stuck in a time dimension for a long while. That was the idea, and that's how they were preserved for such a long while. They came out years later, so they was able to sort of be alive in modern DC. Right, here's a JSA annual. Introducing Nemesis. That was the year in every angle a new character was created. Like JSA #1, Our World's at War, All Out War, Call to Arms. And we got a secret JSA Files and Origins. The gathering of the new Justice Society of America. Tour the JSA headquarters. The heroic heritage of the original super team. And here we can see JSA members past and present. Many of the most of those are heritage characters. You've got the original Flash, Green Lantern, Wildcat. I believe that's the original one. There was another Wildcat later. There was the Yolanda Montez, and then there was a son of Wildcat, but he actually looked like a cat person. And we got the Owlman. They're the Owlman from the future. A creation of Rex Tyler Industries, or Tyler Industries, should I say. Right, third Owlman. Right. JSA Strange Adventures. An amazing story from the files of the legendary Justice Society of America. More cool covers. Great trade dress. I was wondering if it was Alex Ross for a second. It's very good art, whoever it is. I don't think it is Alex Ross, but it's very in that kind of vein. Like there's Johnny Thunder fighting a troop of flying Nazis by the looks of it. Hyped up robotic or cyborg Nazis. Gotta love it. Right, here's Wildcat and Atom back to back fighting some kind of robotoid things. Oh, doesn't look good. Has the Thunderbolt been destroyed? Johnny Thunder there is looking distraught, and everyone's looking on him in distress, sadness. Maybe the Thunderbolt got destroyed. It was really cool. So I've mentioned it a couple of times. I watched the Stargirl Series 2. I realised it was free to me on Amazon, so I quickly watched it all in a couple of days. I really liked Stargirl as a character anyway. I loved the comic book from back in the day when it first came out, and I love all the JSA stuff in there. It's just a great, all the great old characters, and I love the way it's all, told in. She's obviously the modern character, and then you've got the old characters and connections, and it's just good stuff. You got the legacy heroes, the new Dr. Midnight, the new Wildcat. But you see the originals as well in flashbacks and stuff like that. And there was the whole thing with the pen, Johnny Thunder's pen, and Stargirl's little brother. He uses it for a while, and then we get Jakeem Thunder, who was actually in the comic books. He actually takes hold of the Thunderbolt pen, so it's quite fun. But All Stars, JSA All Stars #1. This is great cover. Got the old style art in the background, then you've got the characters today bursting out. Same with here, we've got Hawkman on the background, and then we've got Hawkwoman in the foreground here. I'm not too sure it's Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl. It does change. But here's a great one of Dr. Fate. I do love Dr. Fate. One of the earliest comics I got when I was 10 years old, Dr. Fate in a Brave and the Bold, and I always liked him. Always liked his look. Right, here we go. We've got Starman, and then we've got Stargirl. She's like the 4th star person to wield the star rod, isn't she? It was Ted Knight, then it was one of his sons who got killed, then it was his other son, and then he passed it on to Stargirl, Courtney Whitmore. Right, we've got the Hourman, the original Hourman, Rex Tyler, and then his son, I can't remember what his son's name is. Something Tyler. Right. Charles McNider, the original Hourman, and I think it's Peter Cross. I can't remember now. I said something the other day what I thought was his name. I think I thought it was Martins or something like that. But I think it's Peter Cross. I've got to look it up because I wanted to check for myself. I wanted to double check my memory, and I think I was way off. But I think it might be Peter Cross, the current. And then we've got the awesome Mr. Terrific, the old one who was oh man, don't fail me, brain's failing me. Oh, don't. Terry Sloan. Terry Sloan's the original Mr. Terrific, and no, I can't remember the real name of the current one. Oh man, I do know his name. I got his first appearance when he first appeared in The Spectre. That was a really cool story how Spectre sort of, used his old friend and his motto of fair play to appeal to the... Oh, what's his bloody name? Oh, I'm really annoyed now. Oh, it's in there, don't worry, it's in there, but it just disappears every now and again. Not only disappears from the old noggin every now and again. It does bug me when I'm trying to summon up the memory and I can't. Right, an All-Star Comics 80-page giant. Oh, it's ticking in there as well. It keeps coming. It keeps trying to get to the foreground of my brain and then just wiggling away again. When I try and reach out and grab the name in my brain, it just runs away. It's being coquettish. It's fleeing. It's taunting me. It's in there though. I do know it. I did it again. Something quite short. I keep thinking Peter, but I don't think it's Peter. Right, and from '92, Justice Society of America, the original super team returns. I think this is when they get out from the dimension where they were stuck in by Wotan. They were having an eternal war with Wotan for a while. Yeah, and this is when they first emerge. Still trying to remember that bloody name. That was one thing from the Stargirl story. Dr. Midnight, the young girl, Beth Chapel, who was Dr. Midnight, she never had any midnight bombs. She would have been much better. She had the goggles, which were cool. I don't remember the original Dr. Midnight having goggles that did quite as much as the goggles that she had. Yeah, it didn't sort of distract from the story at all. It still was a cool story. But I wish she'd had some midnight bombs and the ability to see in darkness. Which she would have done with those goggles as she had, but I wish that had been utilised a bit more, or at all, in the actual story. Oh, we got the meeting of the Green Lanterns, and Alan Scott's looking very old on this cover, and Guy Gardner. Oh, he's looking a bit fresher on this one, a bit younger, so maybe some chrono thing was done to make them look younger again, perhaps. Oh. Damn that brain. Damn that brain, its refusal to remember the name of Mr. Terrific. I will get it. If I don't get it by the end of this video, I'm going to be very upset with myself. Right, now we've got a JSA run. I never knew about this run. A mate at one of my job, his brother had a load of comics and he wanted to give them away. So he ended up giving me a load of these JSAs and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But it was like random issues all the way through. So I ended up going back and buying the issues in between. And then the bloke said, oh, he's got some more comics he wants to give you. And he gave me all the other ones I just paid for. So I ended up having a load of doubles. If I just waited, I would have got them all for nothing. But, you know, these things happen with comic books. It's annoying now. I'm still trying to remember Mr. Terrific's name. I got a name that keeps rolling around in my head, but I know it's not right. I know I can't get rid of that name from rolling around in my head. Sandstorm, the legendary super team reborn. Yeah, this is Sandy, the Sandman's protege. His sidekick, and somehow he gets some weird powers in this one. Becomes actually he actually becomes like Sandman from the Marvel universe. I think that's Black Adam. I saw the trailer for the Black Adam film and I thought it looked really cool. I thought, oh yeah, this looks great. This looks pretty damn decent. But then I'm easily pleased when it comes to superhero movies. He's got the superheroes in them. You can see some action. I'm happy. Some people get carried away and want to critique everything negatively. But I prefer to look to the good points and not try to be negative about them all. Still can't get this stupid name out of my head now. I keep thinking, is it Peter Nash, Peter North? These are the names that are going through my head, and I keep thinking, but I can't think of anything else. But I don't think those are right. Once I know it, I'll know it. Once I know it, I'll know it. That makes sense, doesn't it? Ooh, Cobra's caught Sandy. I think this series is the one that begins with the death of Sandman. I think it's Mordru. I think he's planning some nefarious thing, and he wants some information from Sandman. Rather than giving it, Sandman jumps off a mountain as a really, really old man. He commits suicide rather than allowing his knowledge to get to I think it was Mordru. And is this the one where Fate, the Jared Stevens Dr. Fate, gets killed at the beginning as well? He suddenly turns up at a funeral. I think he suddenly turns up at Sandman's funeral with his knife stuck through him. And I think there's a whole who will be the new Dr. Fate thing goes on for a while. And it turns out they make it to be, I think it's Hector Hall, the son of Hawkman. But yeah, it's really confusing, the old Hawkman stuff there, because it's all from Infinity Inc. I have no idea what's real and what's not in that blinking, because like you don't really hear about him much. It's confusing. Is he the son of a previous incarnation of the Hawkman or something like that? Anyway, we've got Extant being fought here. Of course, he's Hawk originally. Hawk became Monarch, then became Extant, and there's a big fight with him. I think he dies in one of these issues. I think he's sort of time teleported onto a plane that's about to crash, and it's something to do with Atom Smasher. Al Rothstein, I think his name is. He manages to make it so that he goes crashing into, landing on this plane that's about to smash. Well, Injustice Be Done, so it's the Injustice Gang or whatever, Icicle and Huntress and Black Adam. And looks like Count Vertigo there. This guy, I can't remember what his name is. I keep thinking Amos Fortune. It's not Amos Fortune, it's not T.O. Morrow. But yeah, it was like, I think it might have been a new take on an old character. That's why those names are coming in my head. But he has some weird thing where he takes his mask off and he kind of like, I don't know, I think he calls his madness or something like that. People who look at him, I can't remember what it was now, but I still can't remember the name of the bloody well. Oh man, Mr. Terrific. Oh, it's so annoying. I mean, right. Still Injustice Be Done. Injustice Be Done. There you go. He's taking off his mask, and there's no head there, kind of thing. His head, the mask is just kind of floating, but when he takes it off, it's not doing the JSA too good. Oh, the Black Canary by the looks of it. Yeah, Black Canary there, because of course Black Canary, she was a member of the JSA, wasn't she? But she moved dimensions. She went from Earth 2 to Earth 1 after the death of her husband many moons ago. There's Thunderbolt. I think Jackie Thunder is in charge of the Thunderbolt from now on. The Return of Hawkman. I think this is where they sort of started to try and mesh his Golden Age origin from Egyptian origin, I think, with his Silver Age Thanagarian origins. Confusing as heck. Yeah. Hawkman makes more sense when he's just smashing things with his mace. It's easier to understand then, but when they start going into his past lives and his alien existence and so forth, it's like, okay, now my head hurts. Alright. I'm not sure if this scene actually happens, because like he realises that the new Hawkwoman, Kendra Saunders, is the reincarnation of his love. But I'm sure for a long while she's not convinced, and she doesn't remember it. She doesn't remember the past lives, and so she's not interested in the relationship. I'm not sure if it's in that comic or by now they've got the relationship back together or not. I'm not too sure. And in fact, in all the cartoons, if you watch the cartoons, she's in a relationship with John Stewart, Green Lantern, and there's a whole episode, a really tragic episode, I thought, a heartstring pulling episode where he reveals himself to her and he says, "Look, I'm Hawkman. I've been your lover for all the centuries. We always meet each other again and fall in love again, and but she doesn't remember." He just hasn't come back to her yet, and it's like really kind of, because she thinks he's she thinks he's off his trolley kind of thing, but it's really kind of tragic because you know that it's true because you've read the comic books yourself. Right, don't like this bitch. This is Roulette. Roulette, she's a horrible woman. She makes superheroes fight against each other in mind control death matches. There's a I'm not sure if it's in this comic, but there's a character called Firebrand, probably like Firebrand number 3 or something like that. He only had a short run. I've got his whole run, but the next time I saw him, he was being killed in about 1 panel, 2 panels at most, by a agent of chess, a chess agent. And they're just like, well, why did you have to kill a blinking superhero, a named superhero, who some people have probably got that comic book and enjoyed that comic book, and like, instead of killing this nameless chess agent, why just kill the nameless chess agent rather than killing off a blinking superhero? But no, they killed off the superhero. For those who are about to die, and we see Atom Smasher and Black Adam about to face off there. I think that Roulette character was used in that Justice League cartoon as well. They had the mind-controlled superheroines fighting off against each other. But it was a good. Yeah, but they just killed him off. Right, this is cool. This is the return of Johnny Thunder. Johnny Thunder, look, he's an old man now. He was the youngest of the JSA back in the day. And there's Jackie, who's about to inherit, or he's already inherited, I'm not too sure. But yeah, he's the controller of the Thunderbolt now. Right, this is going to be a long video. I'm still on the first pile. I'm thinking roughly divided the big pile into two smaller piles, and we're still in the first pile. And to be honest, I've said before, like, if people don't want to watch a long video, don't watch it. Simple as that. Oh, I've done that the wrong way around. Never mind. I've mixed up my blinking comic books. Right, let's just bung that in there and hope for the best. Right. Sandstorm. He seems like a Sandman versus Sandman. What's going on there? Especially as the other Sandman is dead. Right, Stealing Thunder. Then we've got the Crimson Avenger on the top there. The new Crimson Avenger. Her guns are more mystical than the original Crimson Avenger. But yeah, I think Crimson Avenger is a very old superhero. One of the oldest, I think. And I think he's got a claim to fame. I can't remember if he was the first masked superhero. Some claim to fame that Crimson Avenger had. I think it might be that he was the first superhero to wear a mask, but I can't remember now. Number 35. Everyone's got funny glowing eyes. It's Firestorm. That almost looks like Thanos' hand holding Hawkwoman's helm. It could be Hawkman's helm. I think it's Hawkwoman for some reason. Shape is different. Stealing Thunder. There you go. Jakeem has taken the Thunderbolt energy from... Although I never knew him having any actual energy inside himself. I thought it was all inside the pen. The magic pen. So cool. Their finest hour. Power play. Bad medicine. Bad medicine, that's not right. Dr. Midnight normally does good medicine. He's a damn fine doctor. Doctor of choice for many in the superhero fraternity. It shouldn't just be for fraternity though, this really, because there's women and men. Fraternity is a brotherhood, isn't it? What would you call it if it was a brotherhood and sisterhood? I don't know. Right. We're getting some Shazam action in the house. Yeah, look, what's going on here? That's not very fair play, is it? Terry Sloan and the other guy. Oh man, it's killing me. It's killing me. Right, number 43, JSABC. You asked me, that's some Vandal Savage shenanigans going on here. A little metamorpho, there's a metamorpho-like person there. They're back in the ancient Egyptian times, I'm guessing. BC. And they done got mummified. That's not good. In the coils of Cobra. Prince of Darkness. Well, Princes of Darkness. The first one said Princes and I said Prince. Well, I'm saying that Power Girl is not a Prince of Darkness. Definitely not a Prince of Darkness. Yes, Princes of Darkness, there we go. Stargirl and Shazam. They almost had a kind of relationship for a while, sort of, because the young Billy Batson inside Shazam liked Courtney because, you know, the same age kind of thing, similar age. But to everyone else, they was all thinking, oh, it's a full-grown man chasing a 16-year-old girl or something like that. It looked a bit dodgy. So obviously nothing could become of it. But I don't think nothing could become of their friendship because it looked wrong when he changed into into Captain Marvel. Right, still Princes of Darkness. Oh, we've got Eclipso, and he looks like Obsidian's gone bad, and Dr. Fate there looks like he's fighting alongside Eclipso. Good action, everyone charging straight forward into battle. We seem to have two Dr. Fates fighting each other. Coda. That hand is so early on that I said it could be Thanos. I'm guessing it was Dr. Fates. She's back, the Crimson Avenger. She looks pretty cool. Oh, it looks like she's taking out Wildcat. Guest starring the JLA. Wow, Catwoman needs a shave. It's a black cat sitting on the lap of Santa, and a little kid thinks he's Catwoman. Oh dear. Amusing. Right, Black Rain. Trying to remember who that is. That's like a legacy. I think this might be Eclipso. There was some guy who painted his body with various like magical symbols, and I think he was able to control Eclipso inside himself when he had these this magic in place, like magical protections kind of thing. I think he could be Eclipso. I forget now. I've only just remembered him when I see him then. Holt. Is his surname Holt? Peter Holt? Is that the name of Mr. Terrific? D is for death. Is that per Degaton? It's per Degaton. I love the bit when in Stargirl where she's doing some research on the old JSA villains, and she mentioned Per Degaton, she mentioned Blackbriar Fawn, and Baron Blitzkrieg. Redemption Lost. Say that again. Yeah, I think his name's Peter Holt. I'll have to have a look now. Let's see if I get a chance to see it. Probably won't see nothing. Oh, interesting. This is not the time to be looking at this. I've got a whole half a stack to go. Ah, and you, Mr. Holt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his first name was Peter. I think this is when Hal Jordan takes over the Spectre. Sandstorm. Somewhere in this JSA run as well, they bring Dove, Dawn Granger, back from death as well. And Hector Hall, I'm sure he was dead as well, and he becomes Dr. Fate for a while. And then they've got some new guy as Dr. Fate, I believe. This looks like the Sandman, the second Sandman. Is it the second Sandman? I think it's the second Sandman, the one who lives in dreams. Looks like him, the orange costume. Out of Time. Time to Die. Is that Extant back? Looks like Extant fighting our man. Identity Crisis tie-in. So that's got to be Sue Dibney, the elongated man's wife, dead on the slab. Killed by Jean Loring, the Atom's ex-wife. Not purposefully, but clumsily. And she's still dead. Tragic story, that one. That introduced the whole Dr. Light as a rapist, and Satana messed with the minds of Batman and other people, that kind of thing. Right, Terrific Tales. Smashing Atoms. So there's Atom Smasher, who was Nucleon when he first appeared in the Infinity Inc. and the original Golden Age Atom. And there's some connection with them, some ancestry. He's kind of like the legacy hero for the Atom. But I'm not sure what relationship they've got, familial relationship, if any. Right, it's like Per Degaton's up to his tricks. This is definitely got to be Alex Ross covers, aren't they? These ones, some beautiful covers here. Day of Vengeance tie-in, and there's a mightily powerful looking Shazam. Or Captain Marvel. I think you have to call him Shazam now, I can't remember. Right, awesome looking Hawk couple here. Yeah, I was saying earlier on, I saw that helmet that was being carried. I thought it was Hawkwoman's helm, and this convinces me, because look at the shape of her helm. It's different to the shape of Hawkman's helm. So yeah, that was definitely Hawkwoman's helm that we saw previously. Right, there's the Spectre. I think the Day of Vengeance is when Jean Loring becomes Eclipso and convinces Spectre. Somehow she messes with the Spectre. I think it's after I think Hal Jordan had been brought back to life, and so the Spectre had no one controlling him. Michael Holt. There we go. It's not Peter. I keep thinking Peter sounded wrong, but I finally got Holt right. It's Michael Holt, his name is, isn't it? There we go. Whew. That's a weight off my mind now. I hate forgetting people's blinking alter egos. That's the thing with me. I'm much better remembering the characters and stuff like that than I am remembering any of the creators. Like, I've never been one for recognising artists or knowing or remembering who wrote the stories that I like. It's just more about trying to remember what the characters get up to and the storylines, really, than who wrote them. There you go, there's Jackie and Thunder. Nice Stargirl and Stripes, Stars and Stripes. Ah, Gentleman Ghost. Oh, I've put these wrong again, haven't I? Oh, he gets a mention as well. Gentleman Ghost got a mention in Stargirl. Right, 1 year later, Ghost Story. So let's jump to a year later now. And here we have the Gentleman Ghost again. Raising the Dead, and I'm not mistaken, there's Batman there. It's an old castle and it looks like a bunch of ghosts of... They're like highwaymen to me. Not sure what era they would be. Final Fight. There's Ma Hunkel, the original... Pretty sure that's Ma Hunkel, the original Red Tornado. Just go around with a sauce pot on her head. A saucepan on her head. Jakeem looks like he's lost his hair. But I guess that's Jakeem because he's got the So Cool t-shirt on. I just realised we've gone on to a different blinking title, haven't we? We've gone on to JSA Classified. When did that happen? Oh, it's happening now. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I see. That was the end. That was the Final Fight. That was the last issue. Now with this new pack, we've gone on to JSA Classified. Much like the JLA Classified, which I think I showed you in the last video. I think this is like untold stories of the JSA kind of thing. I think this. I'm not sure if this one goes for money now. I know it's quite popular. It's Adam Hughes, and it's got rather voluptuous, ample, and curvaceous Power Girl just chilling out in the clouds. Oh, anyway, let's not think too much about that because that way leads to sin. She's fighting off some Legion of Superheroes people. Oh yeah, that's right. Because each story, it was like the JLA Classified. It is story arcs. Like, so it'd be like a 4-issue story arc for different. This one, the first story arc is obviously all centered on Power Girl, and here she's saying, "So is this a Villains United thing or an OMAC thing?" She's hanging out with there's some mega event going on. She's with Huntress, and she's not sure what mega event they're dealing with. It's quite funny. Oh, and you can see behind them the Earth 3, is it? The bad guys where all the superheroes are bad guys. So it's like Superwoman and Omni-Man, is it? No, it's not. I think Omni-Man is something completely different. I can't remember now. But yeah, some bad guys. Ultraman, I think it is. The Crime Syndicate, I think they're called. Right, and then we've got number 4. Please stop her. She's basically beating the bejesus out of the Psycho Pirate. Could be a Crisis crossover because he was very much a character in. He's like one of the only characters who remembers the pre-Crisis world. The Injustice Society. We've got Ragdoll, Shade, Huntress, I believe, Icicle, and Solomon Grundy, and the Gentleman Ghost. Some of the scammiest people in the galaxy. Actually, I'm not too sure what she's called now. I was going to say, I said Huntress before. She used to be called Huntress at one point, didn't she? What was she called in the Stargirl show? There was but there was like a daughter as well. There's like the sportsman and the Huntress character. And I think the daughter wasn't the daughter the same name as the old Wonder Woman character? The one who took over from Wonder Woman for a while. Oh, what's her name? Can't remember. It's there, I just can't remember it. Right, it will come eventually. Right, so we've got featuring Flash versus Wildcat. I think this is a one-off. But honest, Wildcat's bitten off a lot more than he can chew there, I reckon. Because unless he knocks out Flash in one punch, Flash can hit him like that a billion times, and it doesn't care how tough your head is, it's still going to hurt. Right, and now we go 1 year later, and we've got a Green Lantern story. So it should be Alan Scott, but it doesn't look like Alan Scott in the background there. It looks like Hal Jordan, but this guy at the front could be Alan Scott. Because for a while he stopped being Green Lantern, he started being called Sentinel, didn't he? And it was the Star Heart he got his power from. The fall and rise of Vandal Savage, featuring Green Lantern. Hauntings, still part of the fall and rise of Vandal Savage, and that's definitely your Alan Scott Golden Age Green Lantern there. And the Sandman in the background. Artemis. I think she might be called Artemis. But originally I'm sure she was called Huntress. Yeah, but it gets a bit confusing now because you've got the Huntress associated with Batman, haven't you? But I think before she was Batman's daughter and then a completely different character, Helena Bonardelli, whatever her name is. Helena Bonardelli? No, Bonardelli? I've forgotten her name now. Bellardinelli, I think it is. Helena Bellardinelli, I think her name is, anyway. Yeah, before that, there was the Golden Age Huntress, who was in the All-Star Squadron, or the Infinity, I think the All-Star Squadron. She started off as a hero. She gets killed, brought back by a Valkyrie, I think, or killed by the Valkyrie and somehow brought back. And when she comes back, she's a villain. So the killing her and bringing her back changed her. Like Wildcat and Stargirl, a game of chance, and it says re-deal. I wonder if this is something to do with Roulette and her blinking, her death blinking arena. Right, a game of chance, Fold'em. So looks like you've got Gypsy, Black, Wildcat, Stargirl, and you've got Vixen. Look, Vixen looks ready to kill. Yeah. Bane damage. Owlman versus Bane. Time Bomb. Featuring Owlman. Skin Trade. We've got Dr. Midnight. Peter Cross, I think his name is. I think it was remembering his name. It made me think he can get so confused with Michael Holt's name for so long. I'll probably turn out I've remembered it wrong. Sure, it's Peter Cross. Right. Angelica started featuring Hawkman. What of the Winged Warrior? Walter Simonson. fire and ice. Looks like he's fighting Starfire's sister. Right, another Dr. Midnight story, Into the Night. Some kind of vampire behind him. The original is still the best. The Fight Game. Got Wildcat. Round 2. Being a superhero isn't easy. Joaquin Thunder. I wonder why he lost his hair. Maybe it seems so safe to have long hair. I think he did not have long dreads originally. Maybe he thought it was dangerous to, but safer to keep your hair cut. I don't know. Right, Mr. Terrific. I'll enter Mr. Horrific. So he's got his own supervillain now, Mr. Horrific. Into the Storm. Justice for All. Thanksgiving Terror. Well, Solomon Grundy is originally a Green Lantern villain. I believe that's he first appeared in Green Lantern, I'm sure. The Ghost of Christmas Past. So Vandal Savage again, and he's got Jade by the throat by the looks of it. I'm guessing that's Jade, not an actual construct. Like sands through the hourglass. Is that Stargirl getting snuffed out there, or is it Liberty Bell? I think it's Liberty Bell. Could be wrong. Wildcat again. They do like doing stories highlighting his two-fisted action. It's not a very dimensional character. He's quite, you know, he hasn't got much going for him. He's an ex-boxer. He trains a whole load of superheroes, up-and-coming superheroes, how to fight. But that's basically it. He's an old man who can punch and take a punch. And later on, it became that he actually was granted 9 lives, wasn't it? So, taking out the trash. I'm not sure how many lives he's got left. Wildcat versus Wildcat. Could have used these for Doppelgangers week on Cover Slingers last week. And still undisputed heavyweight champ. Well, I think that's the end of the JSA Classified. We've got a little 6-parter here. JSA versus Cobra. Quite a cool cover. Okay. Plenty of other JSA in this stack. I'm sure. Actually, it might be a whole new series of JSA because I think there was another. I think there was a second series of JSA made up as well. Right, we've got Blackest Night with JSA. We've got. Trying to work out who the Blackest Night, the Black Ring bearers are. A bit hard to tell, really. I can see Green Lantern and Liberty Bell getting beaten. Flash and Wildcat downed. Don't know who their assailants are. Oh, is that dead Dr. Midnight? Like there's a dead Dr. Midnight in the background there. Alright, and this one could be the Earth 2 Superman. I'm not sure. It looks like he's got an S on his chest. Alright. Faces of Evil. Cobra. Prometheus. And Deathstroke. Right, as I was right, we've got another JSA run here from 2007. Liberty Bell, Commander Steel or Sergeant Steel or just Steel, can't remember his name. Stargirl, all the greats, all the good ones, and there's a new character at the back there. I can't remember the wind powered one. I think she's going to be in the new Black Adam movie. I can't remember what her name is now. All of a sudden. Who's that meant to be? Looks like Starman from the blinking Legion of Superheroes. I think he came back in time, maybe. I'm not too sure though. It doesn't. I couldn't tell you Justice Society of America if it was a JSA member. Right, there's that girl with the wind powers. I can't remember what her name is now though. Something to do with wind. It's not flatulence. Right, here we are. Here's Black Wildcat's son, and he's like a feral wild cat, amorphic person. Catamorphic, that's not even a word. Whatever. Right, the Sandman. But does Sandy become the Sandman here? And we've got Atom Smasher. Oh, he's now called Citizen Steel. I just saw that in another cover. Apparently he's calling himself Citizen Steel now. Right, and then this is Liberty Bell, but I think this could be Jenny Chambers, Liberty Bell's daughter, and Johnny Quick's daughter. I think so. For a while she lost her powers and she was fighting as she was being Liberty Bell. Right, here's another one of Power Girl. Looking all kinds of yes, mistress. Yeah. Whatever you say, Power Girl. She'd break you in half, but it'd be worth it. That's all I'm saying. Cyclone? Is she called Cyclone? Possibly. I will tell you in a minute because I've got the names all on the side of this one there. She's called Cyclone, yeah. I'm guessing that's Amazing Man there in a different costume. This fella here, I'm guessing it's Amazing Man. And we got blinking what's her face, old judo master, female judo master, originally of course from what do you call it, from Charlton Comics, Mr. America, the guy with the whip, and I believe this is I think that's the guy Gog. I can't remember if he's Gog or Magog, and I think he's part of the JSA because I'm sure he's a descendant of President Roosevelt, and it was Roosevelt who made the All-Star Squadron kind of thing during World War II that made all the heroes of America join together under one broad banner during the wartime, and he kind of made not a pact but some kind of untold guidelines kind of thing where anybody related to the members, I don't know, there was something. I don't really remember. Anyway, there's some kind of thing where if you could be in the JSA if your parents or some relative was in the JSA before you, and he's connected because of the fact that he's a descendant of Roosevelt. I believe that was the case. Right, so we got Green Lantern, Wildcat, Power Girl, Mr. Terrific, Hourman, Hawkman, Starman. I was right, it was Starman. What's he doing in this century? Stargirl. It's not the original Starman. At least I'm pretty sure it's not. It's Starman from like Ted Knight, the Power. It's like the Starman from the future, from the Legion of Superheroes. Damage, who was his dad in the end? Damage, because a long while you thought it was Iron Monroe was his dad, and it ended up being, who was it? I can't remember now. But and that's another Damage. I can never remember his name, so I'll get as far as Grant, and then all I can think of is Morrison, the blinking writer. And it's not. I've actually looked it up. Like Palmer. Is it Grant Palmer? No, it can't be. It's too much like Ray Palmer. Right, Citizen Steel, Liberty Bell, Dr. Midnight, Cyclone, I was right, Wildcat, and The Flash. And here we've got Superman from Two Worlds. Got this Earth 2 Superman, the older guy, and we've got Clark Kent from, well, I say our world, it's not our world, is it? It's the world of the main DC Comics universe. This is a very long video. I'm not making any apologies. I'll apologise for the glare, but I won't apologise for long videos. You don't want to watch the long video? Don't watch the long video. Right. Something in the clouds of a sinister face there. I've angled it alright so you can see that. Well, I think this is a Magog from the what was that story? Oh, the alternate world story where it's in the future and the heroes are a lot more careless and blew up and destroyed one of the cities. And it was Gog. I can't remember what the whole storyline was called now. Damn, I completely forgot. But I'm sure that's a crossover from there. I think he's come from that universe. Arrogant, like superhero, and somehow the other Magog, who's the descendant of Roosevelt, was tied into him. I'm sure that was the case. Anyway, what was that whole world called? I can't remember now. That whole storyline with Magog, and it's quite a well-known storyline, quite popular at the time. Right, there's an annual. Currently reading the Guardians of the Galaxy. I finally got that whole Marvel run. I'm currently reading that and got about a third of the way through. Quite enjoying it actually. It was better than the Infinity not Infinity Inc. I can't remember what they're called now. Infinity Watch. Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch. That was a bit lacking. Anyways, that's the new superhero guy, Magog. So that maybe the guy on earlier on with the funny shooting thing, maybe it wasn't him, but this is him. It was either Gog or Magog, I can't remember which one it was. Taken from the biblical Gog and Magog, I think, who were giants. Right, he had his own book for a while. He's kind of like a bit of a military man, so I think at one point the teams might have split up. And like some were going under his guidance of being more militaristic, more extreme, like seeking out villains before they had a chance to commit their villainy kind of thing. It's been done before. JSA did it at one point. Yeah, the JSA Extreme, led by Captain Atom at one point. Justice Society of America versus Justice Society Infinity. Or Kingdom Come, that was the blinking one with Magog. And here's a Kingdom Come special, #1, one shot, Superman. Alex Ross. Kingdom Come special, one shot, Magog. So that was his name, he was Magog, not Gog. Magog. The Kingdom, another Kingdom Come special. And Justice Society of America #21. So I think they kind of crossed over with the Justice Society of America. That's why they were in that part of the pile, of the stack. Ooh. Right, yeah, Starman again. So yeah, Starman did come from the future, end up in the past. I'm sure it's the same. Is it Fomala? Is that his name? Black Adam, Faces of Evil. Origins and Omens. Black Adam isn't always evil, but he's certainly not always good. And I think this is Mary Marvel, corrupted Mary Marvel. And is that Isis? That was quite, so in the 52, it was featured a lot on Black Adam. And Isis and her brother Osiris, I think he was called. And yeah, it was quite sad. It's quite sad. There was Sobek, like named after the crocodile god, and he was like friends, but he wasn't. He was a traitor. And the given signal, he killed Osiris, I think, and I think he might have killed Isis as well. And that's what causes Black Adam to go crazy, and I think he destroys. Does he destroy his own place? I don't think he destroyed his own place, Karnak. I don't think it's Bialia, because I'm sure that was bombed by Cheshire way back in the day. What's the other? Kurak? Is it Kurak? Does he destroy Kurak? I'm sure he does. I know there's like a World War III kind of mini-series where everyone's facing off against Black Adam, who's trying to destroy stuff. A new era begins. New members, new threats. Yeah, Magog is in the team. Right, Justice Society of America. Fate steps in. Oh, we got some villains at the bottom here. Dr. Polaris, Eclipso, Major Force, all there at the bottom. Fate's come to deal with them by the looks of it. Right, the Wrath of Magog, and he appears to be fighting his own teammates. Or his own teammates trying to hold him back. What? They appear to be pulling the blanket over Mr. Terrific Michael Holt's face. Don't tell me he's dead. Right, and we've got an 80-page giant. 7 fateful tales of the JSA by today's top talent. Do you dare enter the mansion of mystery? Oh, loads to go. Loads to go. If you don't like long videos, don't come on my channel, because I've got a few long ones coming up. As I'm going to be going for the whole of the Flash season 2 at some point, like all 200 odd plus comics of it, because yeah, I can't bother to break them up really. Right, Divided We. It's number 33. Fate steps out. It's like Bill Willingham's doing the writing at the moment. B. Willingham. Mordru in their midst. And One Shall Leave Them, featuring JSA All-Stars. Oh, this is an annual. Annual number 2. I simply have to live forever so I can read all my comics again 3 or 4 times. War and Remembrance. The Winds of War. Got a few Axis arseholes here. I'm guessing it's Baron Blitzkrieg. I think he's a Japanese guy. I can't remember any of the other characters, to be honest. Well, there was a Seawolf at one point, a guy called Seawolf who was like an aquatic werewolf, to be honest. And there was Die Fledermice at one point. It was but none of those was them though. Right, there's Mr. Terrific with his T-balls. He calls them, not me. The War to End All Wars. I think we've got some time travelling stuff going on there because they're fighting the Nazis again. A New Era returns. New beginning, new triumphs. Brightest Day, guest starring Justice League of America. I think the Thunderbolts had some kind of rehash. It looks like a female Thunderbolt now. It looks like a feminine figure, the Thunderbolt. To me. Oh. Obsidian. That's Green Lantern's son. Right, Justice Society of America Special, Kingdom Coming Conclusion. Uh, 80-page giant, 2010. Pretty cool. Nice thick book. Number 44, The Society of Tomorrow Today. Don't know who that is. What the heck? The Light of the Living Lantern. It's a rather quirky looking customer. Been turned into a lantern. Extra sized anniversary issue. Dr. Fate fights for the soul of lightning. Ah, so this is lightning. It's called so this, I'm guessing this was the Thunderbolt, the genie, but it's called lightning. Unless this is lightning, the daughter of Black Lightning. Could it be that? Could it be I was thinking it was Thunderbolt all this time, it was actually Black Lightning's daughter? Interesting art. The Coming of Darken. Alright, I think we're coming to the end of this run now. Number 54. And 80-page giant, 2011. Right, now, I'm not done quite yet. Still got a few more to go. And I believe, oh wait, you've got some JSA All-Stars. And, oh, some other stuff. Right, we've got a little run here of this character, Magog. from the Justice Society of America. Magog is here. Giffen on writing. Magog. I didn't mind this run. I thought it was quite decent. Let's give you his name. Nah. No. Never mind. No idea if he's still current in the DC universe, probably not. He was kind of like not really sticking to the rules. He was a little bit willing to cross the line, like to do the right thing, even if it politically wasn't necessarily for the good. You know, that's kind of the line that he wanted to toe. Magog versus the JSA. It's a nice art. Nice bit of Power Girl coming in for our landing. Whew. Just a little flash in my brain there, just thinking, what if she lands hard, like Richter scale. Blimey. Anyway, fear not, Magog's breaking heads in this issue too. Oh, the shield. Believe that's the shield. Hello, that's not right. Am I missing some books? Oh, and he's back to front. Yeah, he's back to front. Foolish back to front. Shields up. Earth's first defense. Kingdom coming. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing, is that they didn't want him to be make the kingdom come kind of thing. You know what happened in Kingdom Come? The heroes started going too over the top, too careless, that kind of thing. There was all this thing about will he become the Magog from that timeline? Will he overstep the boundaries? Will he push it too far? And I think that was the whole thing of him. But yeah, 12 issues. But I quite enjoyed this story. I don't remember ever like going. For the conclusion, so shocking it needs its own special issue. Don't miss Justice Society Special #1 on sale next month. So I don't know if I've got that. Maybe I showed that one amongst all the other ones that I showed there. It's a possibility, you know. A distinct possibility. Right. Oh, this is a long video. Feel free to pause it and make yourself a cup of tea. Oh, I could do with a cup of tea. Why did I make myself a cup of tea before I started doing this? Right, we've got DC Universe Legacies. The Golden Age of Heroism begins. Len Wein on the story. Andy Kubert, Joe Kubert. Some of the names involved. There we go. Who can be tired of a group pose like that? All getting ready for action. The end of the Golden Age of Heroism, plus the 7 Soldiers of Victory ride again. Yeah, I think this Legacies is actually a history. It's like a historic retelling. That's so the first Golden Age characters, and then the end of the Golden Age of Heroism. That's why you got statues of them rather than actually them being them. And then we've got the rise, the Silver Ages here. And you got backup story with the Challengers and the Sea Devils. And here we've got the JSA, as we know and love them. And then the Legacy, the next generation has arrived. We've got the Teen Titans. Not sure what Robot Man's doing in the Teen Titans, because we've got Batgirl as well. She's not a Teen Titan, but yeah, still next generation. New heroes influenced by the older heroes. Right, Legacy's Crisis plus Strange Adventures. So yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths, when everything changes. So it's a retelling of history, basically. Right, and after Crisis, Crisis Aftermath. That makes sense. So maybe a little bit of going into the changes that were caused by Crisis. Doomsday has come. Plus Camelot 500. Doomsday and the Breaking of the Bat will kind of at the same time, won't they? Oh, I think I've gone out of order here. Hold on. No, that's alright, I'm fine. The new wave strikes. So we've got the Reign of the Superman, we've got the Asbat, we've got Hal Jordan becoming Parallax at the back there. Yeah, A Hero's Return plus Blackest Adam. So we've got Parallax and we've got Hal Jordan as Spectre at the back there. And the Modern Age of Heroism Reborn. Right, last batch of comics from this pile, 18 of them. I commend you if you're still watching and you've watched from the beginning. You are to be commended. There are more long videos to come. Thank you for your patience. And if you haven't bothered watching, so what? I can't say nothing to you because you're not listening anymore. Right, JSA All Stars. The Society Divided. Yeah, so I think I said that before. One of them was a little while ago. I thought they split up into two teams, and this is the All Stars. And I'm pretty sure that they were more proactive with their fighting. I'm not sure who's punching Magog in the chops there. Oh yeah, there's a wonderful Lovecraftian monstrosity on the top of that building. Is that something the Sandman has dreamed? Starstruck. More Lovecraftian monstrosities. Sorrow the Conqueror. Oh, do you remember I told you about a guy who's got with the face mask and you can't see his face because he's got no head, but he's got a mask that comes off and it creates all madness. A long while ago, I mentioned it in this video. I'm pretty sure his name was Johnny Sorrow. Now I see that Sorrow the Conqueror. I've got the feeling his name was Johnny Sorrow. But I could be wrong, of course. Damage is done. There's old Grant, what's his face? Power Girl up front and centre on the comic book. She's always up front, old Power Girl. City of Gods. Whom gods destroy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some Aztec kind of god stuff going on in this one, if I recall. Torn Asunder. Winds of War. Cyclones. These clones of Cyclone. See, Cyclones. Plain white background. These are the girls of the JSA, the ladies of the JSA swinging into action. Not sure who she is. That lady there, I don't know who that lady there is. Menace of the Puzzle Men. Justice from above. The return of the prince. Prince who? And the very, very last one. This video has probably been going for more than an hour. I commend you all. There's a great big explosion going on and people escaping, including that lady who I've got no idea who she is. I can't remember her at all. She's not some kind of legacy character, is she? Let's see if I can see in the first page who she is. No. She's there on the first page, but no one's talking to her. No one's mentioning her name. Come on, someone mention her name so I can see who she is. I guess she must be a new character because I certainly don't recognise her. No, not going to get any joy here. No, she's not even showing up for ages now. Old judo master. Oh, she looks. She's talking a bit of a beating. Old judo master. Oh, there she's blasting something, but no idea what her name is. No, I don't think we're going to find out who she is. Never mind. Oh well, I might have to look her up. Right, that's it. That's it. I've made it last even longer by looking for that comic while you was all sitting here waiting for me to give my goodbyes. So with no further ado, I will give my goodbyes. Until we meet again, have a great amazing day, and may all your news be good news. Have a great amazing day. I'll have a great amazing day. Have a great amazing day. I hope you have a great amazing day.